The starting place to understand how to, what we call harden, right? You're talking about hardening yourself, basically. Just like you would harden a building against a rocket blast, or you would harden your front door against an intruder. You're talking about hardening an individual's susceptibility to outside influence or outside factors. There's a spectrum that we talk about in CIA. A spectrum where on one side of the spectrum, kind of like a color spectrum, on one side of the spectrum is security, and on the other side of the spectrum is convenience. The closer you get to convenience, the further you get from being secure or being hardened. The closer you get to security, the further you get from convenience, meaning things get difficult, things take more effort, they happen slower, they get more expensive. You have to understand the spectrum in order to really start coming up with a plan to do exactly what you said, to make yourself less susceptible to influence, to make yourself less malleable to outside factors. Foreign governments, even the US federal government, as well as all of your advertising efforts, are all about making sure that people continually slide in the direction of convenience. Your phone is very convenient, which is why it's not very secure, right? It's very convenient to get a home mortgage or a loan. And that's because once you do, your information is public, right? It's much less secure than buying a home with cash or buying a home using some sort of tool that doesn't require a bank loan. The same thing is true when it comes to the health and wellness services that are out there. When the government provides a solution, it becomes very convenient for you, but it becomes less secure. It opens you to more influence and more factors that can change your opinion or sway your opinion. The way that you harden yourself against that is that you recognize the spectrum and then you specifically look out for the question, is this convenient? And if something is convenient, you have to start adding layers of effort to make it less convenient. As an example, if you read a news article in the Washington Times or the Washington Post that says anything, right? THC is safe for children under the age of 10. Who knows what it says? You read it somewhere, that's convenient. The next thing you have to do is vet that information. You have to say, is that really true? Can I find that information anywhere else? Can I find it in another newspaper? Can I find it in a medical journal? Can I find it in a peer-reviewed blog? Can I find it stated by an influencer? Can I find it in a foreign journal? But you yourself have to put the effort into doing that research because the Washington Post already knew most people who read this are just going to believe it. They're not actually going to do the research. And that amplifies itself across the board, right? If you look at what's happening in the world right now, there's drones over New York, right? People are panicking about the drones over New York and New Jersey and Pennsylvania and Maryland. And the information that's out there is just being recycled over and over again. I was actually watching a CNN report the other day, and they called in a drone pilot to say, tell us about these drones. What was shocking to me was that the host of the broadcast, the CNN host, never knew that drones had automatic ceilings, that drones had to be registered, that drones couldn't fly in certain spaces in terms of the limitations of their software, right? So what that showed me is that CNN had been reporting on this for 24 hours a day for multiple days in a row. But it wasn't until this drone expert came on that one of the core beliefs of the host was challenged. So you can see that the medium that's bringing you information is obviously ignorant of the information itself, which is why they seek to bring you other voices about that information, which makes it so that you're limited only to what that media source brings you if you want to trust the information. That is a convenient but not secure way of getting information.